really good.
Hey everybody, Evan with the Graniac here. I'm going to show you how to make the best tender barbecue smoked ribs without ever touching a smoker. Make sure to peel off that membrane, and I cut my ribs in half. Easier to wrap and handle that way, and they tend to get a little more tender. Cut right in between those ribs. Get that plastic out of the way, and here's the secret sauce here. Boom, some liquid smoke. Dilute that in some water, and I use that as my binder. Get it all over those ribs. And this is what's going to give it that smoky flavor. So if you want to go heavier on the smoke, that's fine. I sometimes use a powder hickory smoke rub. And then I use my barbecue seasoning, put a good rub on that, and you can leave it sit for 5 or 10 minutes. But I think as they sit in the roaster pan, it does a pretty good job on getting that spice all the way through without letting them soak, because after all, they are cooking for 2.5, 3 hours anyway. Bones down, remember that. You don't want to dry out your meat. So I set this for 6 hours. I ended up doing it for about 2.5, 3 hours. Put some water in the bottom of the pan. And here's for the big reveal. And I know I'm going to let them rest for an hour or two, but I'm just giving it the first cut check here. Slides right through. These things are already tender. So once I let them rest for another hour, they're going to be even better. So if you serve it to people like this, they're going to know something is up, okay? So they're going to tell this came from a roaster or a crock pot, just how juicy and everything they are and the color of them. So rub some barbecue sauce on them, throw them in the broiler, make sure to get a good bark on them. And at the end of the video, I'll be showing you, I bring him into a coworker to try, and he's going to guess how I cooked these things. Proof is in the pudding. But I've done them this way a long time at a meat shop, and nobody ever knows that they've never been smoked. So once I get them all out, I let them rest in the foil for about an hour. It's hot. Hot, hot, hot. And you can do this method with any kind of food that you normally smoke. Secret's in the sauce. Sometimes I make my own. Sometimes I just go with the good old Sweet Baby Ray's. So make sure to put that on most of the ribs here. Throw them in the broiler for 3-4 minutes. And here's your smoking magic. Take a bite and tell me what cooking method you think it was.
That's good. Tender as all get out. Would you cook these on the master belt?
They're not smoked,
No?
but I put liquid smoke in them.
They taste smoky.
Don't they? So I tried to make it seem like I smoked them, but I didn't smoke them at all.
Yeah.
It's all liquid smoke in the brine.
Really?
Yep. Cooked them in a roaster pan overnight. Then I put them in the broiler.
Couldn't tell. This is really good.
Thanks.
Really good.